This is the benefit of the Kapalabhati. Some limitations are there, who can do, who cannot do. Then we come to the sectional and yogic breathing. 3 sectional breathings: abdominal breathing and thoracic breathing and clavicular breathing. Abdominal breathing is very helpful in massaging the internal organs. Whenever we are upset, whenever we are angry, whenever we are anxious, if you shift the awareness to the abdomen, automatically we get our mind under control. Very, very helpful practice. And the 3 sectional pranayamas and full yogic breathing, these help us in increasing the vital capacity of our lungs. That means the effective utilization of the lung space we already have will be increased. In this way, stamina building will be there, in addition to relaxation. And once we get some practice of this sectional and full yogic breathing, we come to the pranayama proper. Pranasya ayama pranayama. Getting mastery over prana is pranayama. In this, right and left nostril breathing, before that, pranayama gives us the same benefits as good meditation gives. It makes us fresh, it makes us calm, it will increase our awareness, it will bring balance between the 2 nadis, and all the benefits of meditation are realized in pranayama also. In the section, in the right, there are right nostril breathing and left nostril breathing are there. Right nostril breathing is also called Surya Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. That is very effective for depression patients in lifting their moods. It is also helpful for reducing the weight in the case of obesity. Only limitation is those who are having ischemic heart disease or hypertension, they should avoid doing this particular practice. Whereas the Chandranuloma Viloma Pranayama, corresponding to the left nostril breathing, is very helpful in calming down the mind, bringing down the excess weight, and also it helps in bringing down the hypertension. Then we have the Nadishuddhi Pranayama, alternate nostril breathing, which is like a general tonic, which is helpful for bringing balance in our system, balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, reducing the overtones of either parasympathetic or the sympathetic system, overtones of endocrinic system, organs. All these benefits will come in Nadishuddhi Pranayama. Very, very helpful practice. Very helpful for breathing practice. In a way, it is useful for almost every health problem. And we come to pranayama, particularly Nadishuddhi Pranayama, it lifts us from rajas to sattva, and our awareness will improve. We will get the expansiveness of awareness. All that benefits will come in Nadishuddhi Pranayama. Then we have the cooling pranayamas are there. 3 cooling pranayamas. One is called Shitali and another one is Sitkari Sadhanta. These are very helpful in overcoming allergy problems, calms down our mind, and cools the eyes and ears, the face region, and these are also beneficial in improving our awareness. When we do Nadashuddhi Pranayama, we experience linear awareness more, Shitali linear awareness, and Sitkari two-dimensional awareness or surface awareness, Sitkari and Sadhanta also. And then we have the practice of Brahmari, wherein we produce sound like bee, which will use a fine massaging effect for the whole body. Very, very helpful for health problems. It helps us in expanding from two-dimensional awareness to three-dimensional awareness. So, in this way, these pranayamas are very helpful for getting benefits in terms of therapy as well as the spiritual progress also. Then Ujjayi is there. Ujjayi was demonstrated by one of the earlier speakers, and it uses pointed awareness and helps in problems like snoring. It helps improving voice as a voice culturing technique. So that way, that is also quite a useful practice. Then we come to the advanced technique in Pranamaya Kosha, that is called the pranic energization technique. Till now in pranayama, we get a control over our breath, mastery over breath, and indirectly we get a mastery over prana. Whereas in a technique like pranic energization technique, we learn to increase our sensitivity to recognize Vyana, which is one of the functional pranas of the Pancha Pranas, and observe the disturbances in the Pranamaya Kosha in prana distribution, any blocks, uneven distribution, and we consciously redistribute and bring uniformity in the density of Vyana throughout the body, that is throughout the nadis. And then in this way, it is very helpful. These advanced techniques were developed in late 80s, mainly for handling the problem of difficult health problems like cancer, and it is pretty helpful and very useful for many other complicated health problems also. So that way, PET is an advanced technique working in pranayama, which is very helpful. Then there is one practice which doesn't strictly come under pranayama, which is called Nada Anusandhana practice, Nada Anusandhana. We chant A, U, Ma and A, U, Ma combined in a single breath, and effortlessly we follow the decay of the sound level. Normally, even after we stop externally chanting, our system can recognize for 1/10 of a second after stopping physically, the sound within our system, within our brain is heard, we experience, and then effortlessly trying to follow that, mind goes to tranquility. So that way we can say it is preliminary of meditation. So it is something between pranayama and the meditation. More about Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana, what the opportunities available there, all those details can be obtained in the website www.svyasa.edu.in.
Can you repeat that once more?
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
svyasa.edu.in. svyasa.edu.in. That gives the details. Then I have obtained list of 30 research publications from that organization and available with me. I can share that with those who are interested to see. You can read the this actual papers. Many benefits are mentioned in that. And if one wants to go after going through the papers, more information about the papers, Dr. Judu Ilavarsu can be contacted. JUDU, Judu. Then there is a very nice book called Pranayama, Art and Science by Dr. H.R. Nagendra. That book one can refer if one wants to know more and more information about this. So with this I will stop my brief talk. Questions, if there are any, are welcome.
Anybody having questions, please do.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you also teach these different types of pranayama you mentioned, right? So Kapalbhati
Yes.
and Chandra Anulom Vilom Yoga, all those things, different techniques.
Yes.
You have a class which you teach us all these things.
Actually, now we have come from Bangalore to here with an idea for staying sometime here and sometimes there. And I am running one yoga class here on online. Originally, we had a class, in-house class, but because of COVID problem, it is running on online. I will teach general yoga practices, and I am specially trained with a fairly good amount of experience over years in teaching the advanced techniques. There is one technique available in Annamaya Kosha, which combines some simple physical, simple yogasanas with some relaxation practice. It is called cyclic meditation, and it takes about 40 minutes in the practice, and a few sessions with that one can learn. Very busy executives, people who have got very little time, can make use of this. It gives a reduction in the basal metabolism rate BMR to the level of 32% for the first time when people practice in 35 minutes to 40 minutes time. That can be learned if one is interested.
Now, this class, your online class, how far advanced it is? When did you start? What's the duration of this program, and where are you in now?
I am in a place called Knoxville in Tennessee
What I
State.
mean to say is the class in terms of we're starting to whatever graduation, if you will. In this sequence of classes, how much advanced are you in the class?
Now the class we were running on initially 1 day in a week and then 2 days in a week after online came, and about 1 year has passed in this.
Okay. So if somebody from here were to interested in joining, are you have they missed something in the beginning that doesn't add up to continuing?
There are 2 days in a week we are conducting the program, and those who are interested, if they can join, in a short time we will bring them up to date.
Okay.
And I would suggest having a separate program for cyclic meditation, wherein a very few classes are sufficient so that one can do the practice within their own house without needing any instructions. If there is a need, from time to time, some clarifications can be obtained. Recordings are available in organization, or one can record when the practice is being given. Then one can be independent of doing the practice. If somebody wants to join our regular program, that is also welcome.
Okay, what I would suggest to everyone is, if some of you are interested to pursue something, send us a small note, and then we will see it based on the number of people interested in it. We can see if something can be organized through SDP.
Yes, I would suggest having a cyclic meditation program with the minimum amount of investment on the time from the participants, so that they will get maximum benefit. At this time, I would also like to share one information which comes to me. Dr. Herbert Benson, whom you might be knowing as the mind-body medicine pioneer, he visited Tibet and has taken instruments from here and taken measurements of some of the Tibetan monks. And he has found a reduction of the basal metabolism rate to the level of 60 to 64%. That means what extraordinary possibilities are there in these practices. We really start wondering about that.
Is there any age restriction with respect to doing this?
There is also another technique I would like to mention. There is a technique called MSRT, Mind Sound Resonance Techniques. Very simple to learn. 2 classes are sufficient.
Okay.
That one we make use of the Mahamrutyunjay mantra and also the Nadanusandhana, which I mentioned just few minutes back, and both will take us to tranquility in a very, very great way. And anybody can do the practice. If there is no asana, there is no movement, one can do the practice sitting, one can do the practice on lying down. This is also an advanced technique. Advanced means it is advanced in terms of the benefits, but it is simple to learn. 2 sessions.
Is there any age restriction to any one of these techniques?
Cyclic meditation above 16 years.
And but upwards at the other end, because we are all mostly seniors. So at the other end, is there any restriction?
At the other end, if one has to be able to maintain balance in doing some simple posture, standing and bending like this, and then that's sitting in Vajrasana, if it is possible, and bending a little back, like that simple postures are there. I would recommend MSRT more for seniors. Once they get a glimpse of the experience in MSRT, we will train for this one also, cyclic meditation also for seniors.
Okay, I just want to make a, for the class, this Dr. Nagendra, HR Nagendra, he was a professor of mechanical engineering at IISc Bangalore.
Yes.
And then he went to Netherlands and he did something in Netherlands. And then he came back to India and then he and his sister Leelavati, they together started this organization, I believe, this Vivekananda Institute. So I want to ask Ramchandra one other thing. On a long-term basis going forward, is it possible, can you inquire, that they do some kind of a class once a week online for us?
Yes, sir. I'll check up with Dr. Nagendra
Yeah,
for possibility.
I have met him once. He was here in the United States about 10 years ago, I should say, approximately. Not 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years ago.
He keeps on coming. Yeah, he keeps on coming frequently.
I think he has some contracts with the NIH also.
Yes, there is a contract. There has been a contract in the Houston, the largest cancer hospital which is there. And with that, there was a joint program for working on cancers on the advanced technique on the yoga techniques. That work has been completed. I think it's still further extensions may be going on. I am not up to date familiar with that. Dr. Nagendra also has got the joint collaborative projects with top research, top organizations here like Harvard Medical School, MIT, and all so much. And Dr. Nagendra, after he completed his PhD in Indian Institute of Science, in fact, I was studying along with him for, from my younger days. And he came to here, America, and did worked for NASA for some time. And then he goes back, he gets interest in yoga. If time is there, I can tell a little more about how he got interested in the field of yoga, even though he was a mechanical engineer.
We got another 5 minutes.
Okay, just 5 minutes. His aunt, one Lakshmi auntie, who was very intelligent but who had some health problem which was not curable those days, then he will take her to one yoga program, one meditation program by Swami Purnananda, disciples of Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh. Within a few days, there was a metamorphical change. And because of this change, Nagendra used to tell, he has told me also personally, we used to travel together. If I am continuing as a professor in my Institute of Science, at best I can publish some 200, 250 papers. If I shift to yoga, I can contribute a lot more. So in that way, he was transformed to move into the yoga field. And over 200 research publications have come from that organization. More than 10,000 students have taken these courses. Up to PhD, DSc level, MD level, there is opportunity for growth.
Okay, thank you very much for this. And as I said, yeah, 1 second. If you can inquire about if they can do anything for us, I can provide about our organizations, our commitment to Hindu Dharma. And then if they can do on once a week or once in 2 weeks, depending on what the program can come through, and then all the interest that we see from members here, we can see if we can do something. Dr. Dattatreya has a question for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this Dr. Nagendra the same person who is training Modi, Prime Minister Modi?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Nagendra had come to the Akka program in Baltimore, And then he conducted a session, and along with Sri Sri Ravi Shankar.
Possible, yes. In fact, Ravi Shankar and Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev, these people come to the international yoga conferences, which are held in once in 2 years in Bangalore, Prashanti, in Dr. Nagendra's organization. So that's nice to hear from you, the information.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Ramchandra, are you based in America or you come and go, and where do you live at present?
Now, presently, we stay in India for a little while, some time, and come to America. We have got green card now, so the intention is to shift to America for longer periods, stay for longer periods here, go for some time to Bangalore to attend to some work there.
Where are you right now?
It is called the Knoxville,
Tennessee.
Tennessee State.
Oh, you're in Tennessee. Okay.
And anybody needing more information from me can approach through the email. I can interact.
Yeah, he's on our WhatsApp group, so you can, anybody want anything, questions or any further training interested, you can contact through
Sure.
WhatsApp. Or as I said, if there is sufficient interest, we can do something on a regular basis. Let us know.
Here we are now presently at least for the next 3 months
Okay.
until the situation improves.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you very much, Ramchandra. It was very nice to have you do this little talk and a lot of information. Thank you very much. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll see you next week.